The artwork is unreal. How do they carve that? I'm currently in Jaipur at a marble tomb made for all the kings of India, and it's pretty stunning. Can you imagine defending your whole kingdom when you can see your whole kingdom? Wow. So I actually met the head of security and he told me there's two ways to attack. That direction and that direction, which I showed in the other video. And that, it's the largest cannon in the world that is on wheels. 20 foot long, 5 50-kilogram cannonballs. Awesome.
Tomorrow.
This is the Hawa Mawal in Jaipur. It's called Jantar Mantar. Look at that. Accurate to 2 seconds. There is a thing in Jaipur where everyone flies kites off of the rooftop. A prime example would be these lads here having a great time. You can see them in the distance. Very cool. It's a beautiful place. So it's like 11:30 and I've just arrived in Jhodpur, and yeah, had a 5-hour train here, which wasn't too bad. Sleeper train, had a bed, happy days. But it's been a long day because I checked out at 11, went to 2 gurus in Jaipur. Had a pretty mad experience actually. I went to see a guru who's supposed to like be able to tell you all about you, and 3 people told me on 3 different occasions over 3 days to go and see him. So I was like, I have to go and see him. And I just like really conserved and protected my energy before, because I felt like anything I tell him or his like buddies is potentially just gonna give him a load of information to tell me, and I'm like, so I don't really know. He said a couple of things that were interesting, but I feel like it could anyone could say that, you know what I mean, like, oh, are you into healing? Yeah. And then he said like how I'm gonna open up a center for healing. It's like, well, probably would do that if I was into healing. So things like that. But then I left, got a lift, and met like, well, I got a lift, got dropped off on a roundabout in the middle of Jaipur, and it's crazy busy. I started to walk back to the hotel and come across a temple, which was, yeah, I thought, I've got to check it out. Went in there, was like no one there. It was out of the way, on top of the roofs of all these buildings, and I met the coolest dude ever. Had a chat with him over ChatGPT. He was like, the guy, I'll show a picture here, where he's got all the paint over his head, like proper spiritual guy. And then after a chat, I'm like, do you mind if I meditate on the steps? And he was like, no, not a problem. So I start meditating, and I got my eyes shut for about 10 minutes, and then I opened my eyes, and there's a kid there who's about 20, and he's like, oh, you're meditating, let me teach you about the chakras, let me teach you about energy and how it flows, let me teach you about blah blah blah, and went on, gave me like a 40-minute lesson. And then goes, oh, come back to where I work, and I'll, you can meet my master. So I went and met his guru, and yeah, it was just a pretty crazy day. And yeah, he goes, I work in the line of cutting stones, like they cut precious stones that you hold, because the stone holds vibration, and it can help realign your chakras. And he goes to me when we're walking back, what does your name mean? I'm like, Pete, it's Greek, it means stone. And I'm suddenly like, no way, yeah, that's kind of weird. And he goes, yeah, in Indian, Pete is the word we use meaning to cut the stone. So when you're actually cutting it before you polish it, the word is Pete, yeah. And I was like, that's kind of weird. But yeah, now I'm at this crazy hotel. I'll make another video on it later. I need to go to bed. Namaste. In Jhodpur now, and right in the centre, about to look at the stepwell. It's made in 1740. Jhodpur back streets. Now going to the fort. When I woke up, it was pretty cool, kind of windy, to the point I was like borderline cold, so I banged the old man shawl on. And now it's so hot. I'm climbing a mountain. I should have thought about this. When these guys were building forts, they didn't mess around. Look at that. That's the front gate. And you come up here, uphill. You got that above you. I imagine you're attacking this. Thousands of men you need, and then thousands and thousands of them would die. Big steep incline being shot at from 3 levels all the way up. Those 2 holes is where they used to barricade this entire section. So even if you got through the gate and you got up here, excuse the sun, very bright, and you're getting fire and hell rain down on you from here, and you're stuck, while there'd be people on the other side shooting you as well. How would you even begin to breach this? Not from here. And this is what you come up against. How do you build that? Again, you're getting arrows rained down on you. And man, they drop bangers on here. So the gate that we looked at a minute ago, they put it at a right angle so that no elephant could charge into it. This is what they used to put on the back of an elephant. And then the Maharaja would sit on the front and a bodyguard would sit in the back. This is 19th century, early 19th century again. And here's like a palanquin museum. The covered ones were for women. Can you imagine that? Being carried through the streets and you're just a peasant. It took 12 men to carry that. On the audio tour they claim that they weren't all smoking loads of opium all the time. I'm not convinced. So the rag means colour or passion, and they tried to express it through music and art. What a place to have a party and smoke opium. Section about art here, and this shows how they achieved all the different colours. They mix it all in oyster shells, apparently. Can't really do it justice. Look at that, that's actually a gun. That looks like Gimli's axe. And the Indians are a bit like dwarves, like they seem to love gold. How ornate that is. The art on the blade. The art is amazing. I guess in the stamp it in there. They look very similar to katanas, really. These must be cavalry blades. Because of how curved they are, you can tell. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Cavalry blades in general are curved. Imagine 1,000 dudes wearing this. Allowed to kick your door in. Not good news. That's what I'd be wearing. The elite bodyguards on them. see the nature of the multiple layers of the fence here. There's the gate I came in through earlier. Got like an inner section there, and an entire outer section walled off, and then the city. No one can get close without being clearly visible. Because in 16th century India they were all about equality. This is where they let the women look out the window to see what was happening outside. So when the Mughals came here, the Muslims, they subjected them to Islamic law and rule, and the Maharaja, as a child, was snuck out the city in a snake charmer's basket, and then came back and took it back. This is painted by a German artist called Müller, and I'll be honest, it's probably one of my favourite parts of the whole tour. That picture is amazing. And this is the oldest remaining part of the entire fort. If only I could look over the edge. Being a soldier 400 years ago, patrolling this wall. Can you imagine the lights of the city down there? That is something else. This is definitely where I'd have came for sanctuary. If I was a Maharaja, I'd be meditating under that little rocky outcrop, trying to bear the burden of overseeing so many people. For anyone interested as well, this is where they filmed the scene in Batman Dark Knight Rises, and he escapes prison, climbing out of a well. I'm in Rajasthan in Jhodpur, and it's the palace of the Malwa kings.
I was like, how do I answer this? Yeah, and then he goes to speak and like, what do you want to say?